This is the story of how the camel got his hump, and it happened just so. Long ago, in the high and far-off times, when the world was new and all, there was an undiscovered sandy desert. And in the middle of the undiscovered sandy desert lived a excruciatingly bad-tempered, conceited, lazy camel. He stood all day eating milkweed and prickles and things, gazing into a pool of water, admiring his long legs, his droopy eyelids and curvy neck. But he was particularly proud of his smooth, flat back. Come on, Camel. It's time you put that back of yours into some proper work, said the horse on the first Monday morning of the world. Hump, said the camel. Camel, it's time you learn to fetch and carry, said the dog on the first Monday morning of the world. Humph, said the camel. Come on, camel. It's time you help to plough, said the ox on the first Monday morning of the world. Humph, said the camel. At the end of the first working day in the world, the man gathered the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "Thank you all for working so hard. I have had words with that Hump thing out there in the sandy desert, but he refuses to help. As there is so much to do, I'm afraid you must all work double time in future to make up for his idleness." That made the three very angry with that excruciatingly worthless camel. But they did as the man asked, and worked double time all through the first Tuesday in the world, and all through the first Wednesday in the world. But by the first Thursday in the world, they were all very tired and very, very angry with that most excruciatingly conceited, idle Hump thing out in the desert. So they held a powwow or palaver to decide what to do about it. Humph, laughed the camel, and carried on chewing idly. We cannot go on like this, panted the dog. If only the djinn in charge of all deserts were here, I'm sure he could help us. Presently and at once, the djinn in charge of all deserts came rolling up. "Oh, djinn of all deserts," said the dog, "is it right for any one person to be idle, what with the world being so new and all? And that other people should have to work twice as hard to make up for him?" "Certainly not," said the gin. "Well," said the horse, "there's a thing in the middle of your undiscovered sandy desert with long legs and flat back, and he hasn't done a thing these past 3 days. I asked him to put his back into some proper work on Monday morning." "And what did he reply?" asked the gin. "Humph. All he ever says is humph," said the dog. "I asked him to help fetch and carry." "And what did he say to that?" said the gin. "Humph," said the ox. "It's the only thing he does say. I asked him to help with the ploughing, and I suppose he said humph," said the gin of all deserts. "Well, I bet you all the gold in Arabia that it's my flat-backed, conceited camel to whom you've been referring. If you 3 will kindly wait there a minute, I'll go and humph him out of his idleness." Off rolled the gin in charge of all deserts, up to that excruciatingly idle camel, who was, of course, admiring himself as usual. "Now, my long and flat-backed friend," said the gin, "what's this I hear about you doing no work, what with the world so new and all?" "Humph," said the camel. "That is rather rude," said the gin, "and I shouldn't say that too often if I were you. Now listen, you have given the 3 a lot of extra work to do on account of your excruciating idleness. Aren't you just a little bit sorry?" "Humph," said the camel. "This is my last warning," said the gin. "Use that word again, and it will be once too often. Now, how about putting in a good, honest day's work, like everyone else?" And the camel said humph again. But it was indeed once too often, for the gin in charge of all deserts worked a great magic upon it. "What has happened to my beautiful flat back?" gasped the camel. "That is your very own hump," said the gin, "that you have brought upon yourself by being bad-tempered and idle. And now you are really going to put that new back of yours to work." "But how can I?" whined the camel. "It's all lumpy and will get in the way." "Quite the reverse," grinned the gin. "That magic humph of yours holds 3 days' supply of food. Everyone else in the world has worked hard during Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You did not. So you owe everyone 3 days' work. Now, thanks to your hump, you can catch up on all your tasks without having to stop to eat milkweed, prickles and things. And of course, there will be no time to admire your new back in pools of water. You'll be too busy using it." And ever since that day, the camel has worked as hard as other animals. At times he works even harder. As they stop to eat, he carries on, thanks to his hump, magically turned into a hump. But he is still most bad-tempered and conceited, just like that first excruciatingly idle camel in the world.